then he's like, okay, you can go sit. And he opened his car door, and I'm like, okay. And then I was like, okay, sad. It was like for expo,
Okay.
and then I was like, oh, there's a gun. I'm like, don't kill me.
Mm.
Don't kill me. I don't want to die today.
Mm.
But then he just dropped me home. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm.
I mean, though he had a gun, I'm like, okay, but he was a really nice person. Like,
Hey Bhavana, how's it going?
hi, Prateek. I'm good. How are you?
Good, 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 good. Before we get started, if you want to let the people know who you are, what you do, any likes or dislikes, future aspirations, anything and everything you're comfortable sharing.
Okay. So, hi guys. I'm Bhavana. So, I'm currently pursuing MBA at UCU,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So my hobbies are like I like to watch movies,
Okay.
anime, and I love K drama,
Mm.
Japanese drama, Thai drama, Chinese drama.
Okay. So any
Yeah.
Asian drama you're into?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them.
Like
Yeah.
series, not like drama as in drama,
Like
but like series
series.
and TV
Yeah.
shows. Okay.
Yeah. And then I like K-pop a lot,
Mm-hmm.
BTS and Blackpink.
Okay.
And dislikes uh Hindi TV serials.
Okay.
They're too dramatic, so yeah. And future aspirations.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you don't know. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Cool. What is it about Hindi serials that make them more dramatic than the other Asian K dramas or Asian Japanese
Just like
dramas? What about them makes them more dramatic?
um it's just like too extra, like especially like the actresses in the series, they dress up, wear all the jewelries and go to bed, and they wake up with perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, with all that
So it's not
intact.
realistic.
It's not realistic, so
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. When did you start watching some of these Asian TV shows?
Around 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. And what got you into them? Like, was it something that someone introduced to you, or did you just stumble on it?
Yeah, I stumbled on it. Like, so first I started watching this Korean series,
Hmm.
and then um, I watched. I used to watch VH1,
Okay.
so there was this BTS song they played on VH1, and I was like, "Oh, this looks cool." That video and this music and stuff, and I was thinking it's like a group of boys and girls, but then I later on figured out it's like all boy band,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was into them.
Mm. And yeah, for those of them who don't know, VH1 is like a TV channel in India that shows English music, correct? Yeah, it's been a while. I've not heard the word VH1 in a while. So, um, but yeah, like about like K-pop, what does that make it different compared to some other music genres that you might have heard in India, for example?
Mm. So it's more for youth,
Okay.
and there's it's not, Indian musics are usually like romantic or something like that most
Mm.
of the time, but K-pop is like more like self-love and just general topics that happens.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you feel like that makes it a little more
uh,
catered to the youth
mhm.
compared to the romantic stuff that you hear in Hindi music?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I feel like people also like the romantic aspect of Hindi music. Like there's young people who also like that. So that's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, but then to each their own, right? Everybody has their own
Yeah.
preferences and wants certain things and likes to listen to certain things. So that's completely fair. In terms of K-pop, you mentioned Blackpink and
BTS.
BTS. Do you listen to any other boy bands or any other bands in general, like girl bands?
Just like few famous songs, but
Hmm.
like I'm most of the time I prefer BTS or Blackpink, but any new songs that come out, I listen to them.
How long
Like
have you been listening to them for?
like since 2018.
2018, around the same time. So you stumbled into the dramas and the music
Mhm.
around the same time. Interesting. Have you learned any of these words? Do you understand what they're singing?
Yeah, I mean I know like few words,
Okay.
but I would say music is not something you have to understand the lyrics,
Okay.
but like it's just music. You can just feel it.
Sure. I'm just
Yeah.
asking generally if like
Yeah.
because you've listened to it for a long while,
Yeah,
if you
but
understand anything.
I mean, just a couple of words, but not much.
Like.
Uh, 안녕하세요 is like hello, 사랑해 is like I love you.
Mm.
Oppa is brother.
Mm.
Ajuma is like aunt.
Mm.
Yeah, so a couple of them.
Got it. Got it. Is there like a bigger following for, or is there a big following for K-pop and like Asian dramas back in Bangalore?
Yep,
Yeah.
there is. So I had a couple of friends who were into it too,
Mm.
back in Bangalore,
Mm.
and then after I move here,
Mm.
they opened this Korean grocery store and
In Bangalore?
Mhm.
Where in Bangalore?
Kalyanagar
Oh, okay.
and Indranagar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they opened this album store, like where you get all this artist album
Sure.
and stuff. And then prior to that too, like you had a lot of Korean restaurants in Kamnahalli Kalyanagar area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like approx 4. And there are like many Koreans living in that area. So I was like happy about that. I could get, I mean, like just 2 minutes walk from my home, there was a Korean church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Interesting. Have a lot of Koreans migrated to Bangalore over a certain period of time? Like in the time that you spent in Bangalore, like has that changed or has it always been about the same number of Koreans or?
I think many Koreans come to Bangalore, especially to the university where I study, to learn English.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I've seen many in my campus too.
Are they just coming as exchange students, kind of like they do over here?
Yeah, just to learn English. Yeah.
Interesting. Are they coming from like specific parts of Korea or like all over? Do you know?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was just curious because, excuse me, some people come here to learn English. Some people go to, like, from what you said, some people go to India to learn English. So I was wondering if that was motivated by them going to a certain college, like tie-up programs, like how you've come through a tie-up program to UCO. What are you liking about your time in the US?
Getting to meet people from diverse culture. Like I have friends from Korea, Japan, Malaysia, and various other places.
Sure.
So, and yeah, I mean it's nice. Like I got to experience so many things here, and even personally, yeah, it's good. And I got to travel, like few places here, and it's good.
Where have you traveled?
I traveled to Washington D.C., Maryland, Arkansas, Missouri, and Dallas.
Out of those, which one do you like the most? Or do you like a lot of them equally?
I would say maybe Dallas and Arkansas was good. Yeah.
What part of Arkansas did you go to?
Hot Springs.
Okay. Where is the name of the place is Hot Springs? Yeah. Okay. I did not know that. Like, do you know if it's close to like where or anything? You don't know.
No.
Gotcha. It's all good. It's all good. I was just wondering because I've not been to Arkansas, but a friend of mine has been, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, it's like very beautiful. You have a lot of scenic places. Yeah.
In terms of traveling, like, are you looking forward to traveling to any other places in the US?
Yeah.
What's on your like top 3?
So I want to go to Alaska to see the Northern Lights, and maybe California for that sand beach, and Florida for Disneyland and Universal Studio.
Aren't the Northern Lights even in Europe?
Yeah, but like I'm here, so
you want to go to Alaska?
Yeah, but I would love to go to Norway.
I think that's where it's famous, right?
Yeah, Norway.
Right. But when did you first hear about the Northern Lights?
I don't remember, but it's like my dream to go and see Northern Lights. It just looks so beautiful. So
Right, sort of like a bucket list thing for
yeah.
you. Mm-hmm. What other sort of travel aspirations do you have? Like, what other countries do you want to go see? Or is that something that you do? Is that something that you want?
Yeah, I love traveling.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to travel Asian countries mostly. I like Japan and China,
Mm.
Korea.
Mm.
Yeah.
Have you thought about what you'd want to do in these places if you went there?
Just want to like okay, I don't know what I have to do. Like, I mean, I want to cover most of the places that I can, but then, yeah, I like to travel to Asian countries, but at the same time, I'm worried about food because I'm vegetarian, so I might not get food according to my preference and
Right.
stuff.
Like in terms of options, you might be
Mm-hmm.
limited because of that.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you wanted to try non-veg, or have you always been very
Yeah,
stuck
I'm
to veg?
stuck to vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, because I've also met like a few people in like school and stuff when I used to study back in India who would like be vegetarian, but they would be open to trying stuff. So I was just curious if
Yeah.
you were into that or not. You mentioned traveling in the Northern Lights in Norway. Are there any other countries in Europe that you want to go see?
I want to go to Poland.
Mm.
Yeah.
What about Poland? Once makes you want to go there?
I don't know. It's just so pretty, so I
Mm.
want to go there. Like, I just like the architecture in European
Mm.
countries. Like, it's like beautiful. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. Have you traveled around in India?
yeah.
Mm.
But it was like with parents, so it's like mostly pilgrim place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. 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 What parts of India have you been to?
Been to Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Goa, Maharashtra, Delhi, Agra, then wherever Vaishno Devi is,
That's in
Jammu,
Kashmir. Yeah,
Kashmir,
Jammu. I think Jammu, Kashmir.
Jammu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one of those did you like traveling to?
Tirupati and Vaishno Devi
Mm-hmm.
and Shirdi.
Shitty. Okay. Yeah. Because I mean, I've not traveled much in India. I have been to Tirupati and Shirdi. Not been to Vaishno Devi. My parents have though. So yeah, and I was just curious. Like, did you get to go around Kashmir as well, or Jammu as well, or did you all
No,
just go to the temple?
just temple, then Haridwar, Rishikesh, and all those.
How did you all go up the temple in Vaishno Devi? Did you all walk,
Horse ride.
horse riding?
Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
How long did it take you all to get to the top?
I can't remember, maybe 30, 40 minutes, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Is it a scary experience to ride a horse? Or is it,
Okay,
or did you
it's
enjoy
fun,
it?
but then the next day you would be in pain. Yeah.
Because of the constant like climbing
Yeah.
up, it hurts your body.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I recently rode a horse too, but it was a short ride. It wasn't like for 40 minutes. So, yeah, I probably don't think I felt much body pain the next day. But interesting. Interesting. What else, like in terms of, you said you're not sure about future aspirations just yet, but what other hobbies do you have that you're sort of looking at as, or that you do on a daily or on a regular?
I mean, I like to meet up new people, just talk to them and stuff. And yeah. Uh, and I like to travel, go for a walk. I like to, most of the time, I like to go alone. Like anywhere, anything, I like to do it alone. Then depending on someone or going with someone. Yeah.
Why do you like to do those things alone?
I can do whatever I want in my time. And I mean, it's just like I have my own choices. Like if I'm going to shopping, I can pick whatever I feel like.
Right.
And then hearing others' opinion, like no, not that, not this, or something. Yeah.
So you enjoy the sort of solitude that comes with just being alone and going around to different places.
Yeah. And I get to, like when I'm going alone or doing anything alone, I can meet like different people.
Right.
Yeah. So I made a good friend with someone that when I went alone to Dollar Tree.
Mm.
So yeah, I just met this stranger and then
Mm.
we became friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you still in touch with that person?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. Are they someone that studies here, or just someone that you
No,
randomly met?
just randomly.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he studied in India, like in Chennai. So he just another Indian. So he just wanted to talk to me, and then we became friends.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool. What is it about talking to strangers that interests you?
It's just, it's nice to like know different people, like
Mm.
not just from same place, like not just from university or something.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Do you like? How often would you say you bump into a stranger and have a conversation with them?
So when I went to Maryland,
Mm.
so my flight layover was at Las Vegas.
Okay.
So it was like a long layover, and then even the weather was bad, so the flight kept delaying for 30-40 minutes.
Mm.
So yeah, I met like this Indian who was traveling to Canada or somewhere.
Mm.
Yeah. So we started talking, and
Mm.
then yeah, so I was like, we were just talking, and then we were like talking about like how I'm vegetarian and stuff. So like that person was like, okay, I have some tacos, like bean and rice and bean tacos, and he said it's like vegetarian. You can have some. So it's like he just gave me like a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's like get to meet different people.
Mm.
Yeah. If I was like with a group of friends, then I wouldn't have met him because I would have been in my circle talking to them.
Mm.
But yeah, I met him and he was like helping. Like we had a good conversation and he even offered me food and stuff.
Mm.
So
Mm. Mm. Um, does anything about meeting a stranger or like talking to a stranger scare you at all, or no?
okay, no. I mean, so once I was waiting for the CityLink bus at a place, and then behind the bus stop, you had this like a car repair shop or something.
Okay.
So I was like waiting, but then it was like a very hot day, so I was like not at the stop, but I was like a bit near the repair shop because like you had shade, like there was a tree and you had a shade. So I was like standing there, and then the car repair shop, there was this one person. He came and he was like just talking to me. So I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm just waiting for the bus to to go back home. And he was like, okay, I'm done with his, like he owns the place, and he was like, I'm gonna close up. Oh no, I don't think he was closing up, but he was like, he's done with his shift or something. So he was like, I can drop you off. So I was like, okay, I don't wanna go. But he was like, seems sweet and stuff. So I'm like, okay. Then he's like, okay, you can go sit. And he opened his car door, and I'm like, okay. And then I was like, okay, sad. It was like 4x4,
Okay.
and then I was like, oh, there's a gun. I'm like, don't kill me,
Mm.
don't kill me. I don't want to die today.
Mm.
But then he just dropped me home. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm.
I mean, though he had a gun, I'm like, okay, but he was a really nice person. Like usually people here, most of the people think like if it's a 4x4, it's a douchebag
Mm.
guy.
Mm.
So he was not. He was nice and he was not creepy at all.
Mm.
I mean, like he was like old and he was nice. Like
Mm-hmm. So he dropped you off at your apartment, basically.
I mean, I didn't ask him to drop me at my apartment. I asked him to drop me to use your
Okay,
library.
smart, smart, smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to show them where you live.
Yeah.
That's smart. So yeah, was that like a moment where you sort of
I was
were
like,
able to? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was scared because of the gun, but other than that, he was like actually sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So was that like a moment where you sort of were able to let go of that bias of like assuming that someone driving a 4x4 with a gun is probably like a douchebag?
No, I mean, I didn't have that opinion on anyone. Like,
Okay.
yeah, but it's like I hear people saying that.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure,
But
sure.
I didn't have any opinion like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mm.
I was like, okay, okay.
Mm.
I got to experience something.
Something new.
Yeah, something driving with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Interesting. And has anybody told you to like stop doing this stuff? I'm not saying that you should, but I can see how it can be quite scary for some people, or for
Yeah.
most people, to where they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, talk to a
Yeah.
stranger, go like ask them to give me a lift to get somewhere and all that. So, like, yeah, have people tried to talk you out of stuff like
Okay, I
this?
don't tell that to many people.
Mm,
I
mm.
don't tell it to many
You don't
because
talk about this?
yeah, because if they know, they would be like, they'll be like, this girl is crazy.
Mm, mm, mm,
I mean, they already think that I'm crazy because I do. I mean, I go out late at night
mm,
sometimes,
mm,
and like all by myself, and then I come back. So they will already think that like I'm crazy,
mm.
and if they know this, they would be like, no.
Then they think that you're completely crazy. Is that what you're
Yeah,
worried about?
yeah.
Mm,
I mean, I do all sort of crazy stuff most of the time.
gotcha.
Yeah. Uh, so my trip to the Maryland and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. So that was my like first flight in US. So I didn't know like in India you didn't need not have any ID, but you can still go in flight and stuff.
Like, you need to have your Aadhaar or your
Like
digital ID, right?
within state you can just
Oh, within the state, you mean like from.
like Karnataka to Maharashtra or somewhere.
Really? No, I've had to show my ID everywhere I went.
Really?
Yeah, you have to show your ID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, you have
Okay.
to show your ID.
So yeah, I mean, I wanted to take my passport. I
Mm,
kept thinking about taking it, but I forgot in the end moment because I was like chilling and
mm,
stuff. And yeah, I didn't carry my passport, and I was like, okay, nothing is gonna happen. Let me just go
mm,
to the airport because I couldn't find it in the last moment too. So yeah, I went to the airport and they were like, where is your ID? I'm like, oh, I don't have any ID. I didn't have my UCO ID too. I just
mm,
had my Chase Bank card. That's all, nothing else. Yeah.
mm.
So I had to travel without ID. It was like a long process. They asked me like so many questions and stuff. And they were like, you're an international student. You should carry something. So I was like, oh, I mean, I forgot. Yeah. But,
But they
uh,
let you travel?
yeah.
Wow.
They
Wow.
let me travel.
Both ways?
Yeah,
Lucky you.
yeah. That too. It was like Maryland, like close to Washington D.C.
Right, right, right.
They let me travel without ID, anything. I mean, so the from Oklahoma to Maryland, it was like a long procedure
Mm,
because it was like the first time. But then back, traveling back, it was like a bit shorter because they already know that I don't have an ID.
mm.
Like they have an information. So yeah, they just called up few people and they got to know that I came this way to Maryland, so I can go back.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Was that scary to you at all when there was a long process to like?
I was like, don't. I was thinking that they're not gonna let me travel
Mm,
because they're like, that's like a very complicated process and stuff, and they literally call so many people.
mm,
I was like, oh, my flight is gonna miss. Like,
mm,
I just had like some 20-30 minutes, and I was like, am I gonna miss my flight now?
mm,
Yeah, but then things worked out
mm.
and they let me travel.
Interesting. Ah, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew that you could do that. I mean, or that there's a long procedure to even be able to travel without an ID. I mean, I can see that making sense because I'm sure like
Yeah.
things happen to people where they have to travel without their ID. So,
Yeah, but it was like tougher as an international student
mm,
because yeah, there's not much record and stuff.
interesting. Hmm. Hmm. You mentioned something about in terms of like your experiences, not necessarily telling people about them. Uh, is there like an aspect of it being more fun without telling people? Like, I don't know. Like by that I mean like, because sometimes like it's just fun to experience it, not to talk about it.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
something?
Something like that. And yeah, I don't want people to think that I'm more crazy
Mm.
than they actually think I am. So
Mm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Are there any like adventure sports that you want to try to do? I mean, based on the things that you're saying, I feel like that might be something you want to try, but no.
I want to try like skydiving and stuff.
Mm.
I mean, I would like to experience those,
Mm.
but I haven't done it.
You haven't done it so far. Um, where would you want to skydive? Have you thought about a place or just anywhere?
Not anywhere, not Oklahoma.
Fair.
um, maybe like place like New York.
Mm.
Yeah, seems like a nice place to do
Go
that.
skydiving. Mm.
Yeah.
Fair. Fair. What else do you do in your free time?
Just anime, these, all those stuff.
Like, do you have any favorite animes?
So like I like a lot of animes, but my most favorite is, I would say, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Mm. What do you like about that one?
It's just supernatural powers and the characters and the way they have done the anime, like how they develop the anime characters and stuff. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. You mentioned earlier that also you also like going on long walks by yourself. Is that correct? Like, what about it do you enjoy? Just going on long walks. Like, is there something that you enjoy about doing that, or is it just?
I mean, I like it. It's just I like it. I don't know what about it, but it's just good.
Do you usually like listen to music when you're going on those long walks, or are you observing things around you, or doing a bit of both?
Doing both. Yeah, sometimes no music, but yeah, sometimes.
What's the longest you've walked?
I don't know.
Like in terms of time, not in terms of
Duration? Maybe 30, 40 minutes. I guess. I mean, okay, like 30, 40 minutes stop and then again continue. Yeah.
Was that over here or was that back home?
Here.
I'm trying to think in terms of 30, 40 minutes where you might have ended up. Was it like, what direction was it into? And I'm just curious, like, because I've also gone on like long walks for like 30, 40. Like, I think the longest I've gone on a walk was like 2 hours. Like, start to coming back home. And that was around like Danforth and then going all the way down somewhere. I forget what the name of that street was. But yeah. Is it like that sort of silence and solitude that you like with it, or is it just?
It's just walking. Yeah.
Cool, cool.
And then you can like see things in detail, like if you're on car or something. I mean, like if you're riding with someone, you can't see everything. So if you're walking, you can see everything.
What do you mean by detail?
I mean, you can see nature, like plants and stuff. Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. Cool. Do you have any sort of like, I'm trying to say, have you ever wanted to walk like to a certain place, or like, because you know how there's like a lot of
like
group walking and all that kind of stuff,
like maybe to a different city or
sure,
something like that. No.
no. Okay, so not that adventurous, but adventurous enough to just go like for an hour or so.
Yeah.
Got it.
Maybe that if I have a company. I mean, it's like a way long walk, so
Sure. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of group walking
Mm-hmm.
things that happen. I think even in India, like I mean, it's
Yeah.
mostly like pilgrimage related, but
Mm.
yeah, I know people tend to walk from one place to another a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Excuse me. Um, do you live by a certain philosophy, like in terms of like doing these things, like
Mm-hmm.
because it seems like it appears to be quite carefree, like
Yeah.
which is not a bad thing. So yeah, like is there a certain philosophy that you live by in that case?
Mm, no, it's not anything major.
Hmm, nothing major. Gotcha, gotcha. Cool. Do you have any final thoughts before we call it good?
No.
No. Okay. Cool. Well, this is interesting in the sense that, like, I think you do a lot of stuff that I don't think a lot of people do generally. Like in terms of like that story of sitting in someone's car. It's interesting,
Yeah.
but you're safe in one piece, so that's all that matters. But no, thank you so much for saying yes to come on to this and talk to me.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Thank
you taking
you.
the time to do it. And yeah, for those of you listening and watching, thank you so much. We'll see you guys
Thank
next time.
you. Yeah.